I guess this is my first vlog. I don't know how to properly hold the camera for this thing. This is my roommate Bethany. She's driving. We're on our way to North Carolina to visit my aunt. Something I would like to note is that both of us are from Michigan. So upon our drive, we are just finding the greatest satisfaction in like the most ridiculous of things. Like I haven't seen grass that moves in the wind in probably like a year. But we are at Talia. Oh, I just realized I didn't change the back of my cabs. Spotted a dog on the side of the road, so if somebody else hasn't gotten to it before we do, we're gonna try to go rescue it. Just ran away, so we can say we tried. Yeah, he ran away. This is Aunt Kathy.
Oh,
say hi.
I love this up here.
Look how cute she is. We're learning to make pasta for the first time. I've never done that. So.
Oh, so this is like.
Oh my gosh, just embrace who you are.
And welcome, friends, to Cooking with Roommates. I just need to
Show it off, girl.
Thank you.
Cucina Josefina.
Don't question Josephina.
That is me.
Oh.
No. Cucina Joseph.
That was great. Look at her, she's on.
Oh. Alright, hey guys. This is like my 9th video, maybe 10th. I don't know yet. Both of my my first camera broke last night, and then the other camera we're gonna use, the memory was full. So we're trying this again. If you're wondering why, the lighting keeps changing. My roommate Bethany and I, we decided we wanted to come to North Carolina and just visit my aunt and my uncle and see a couple of my cousins, and they're just some of my favorite people. They just kind of, whenever I have anything going on, they just kind of hone me in, and yeah, so I thought it would be kind of fun and just interesting to interview my Aunt Kathy. I'm just going to ask her a few questions. I feel like I'm in a part of my life where I'm just trying to discover myself and the kind of person that I want to become. So I figure she would be the person that I should maybe go to and ask her a few things. So yeah, so let's get this started.
I was married when I was young, and when I was 19, and we started a family really young. I've been married 35 years.
Yeah.
I have 3 children, 2 a son-in-law, a daughter-in-law, and 3 beautiful grandchildren. We now live in the mountains of North Carolina.
It's so pretty.
And it's beautiful, and it's a lovely day, and you probably hear the birds chirping, and I am we have a company my husband and I started 12 years ago called Talia Espresso, where we have 3 locations, and the beginning our 4th at the end of 2017. So we have a growing enterprise even in our middle years and before retirement, and we're still growing and learning and dreaming and being entrepreneurs. But I am a lover of God, I am a lover of family, and I am a lover after things that are pure. And because of that, it takes me on my journey through life.
If you could give like one solid piece of advice to young women my age, what would be the best thing that you could say?
I would say to love yourself by accepting who you are. Accepting and loving yourself. One of the reasons that we don't have a healthy society is that we've stopped loving who we are and trusting who we are. And the struggle is across the board.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm an exception to the rule because I obviously have my own struggles. But in terms of self-perfection, self-critiquing, the body image things that are relayed to us today are all absolute lies.
They are.
And it's been boasted on through our society. Our society has allowed all of this garbage to come into our faces, and it removed the heart matter. So nobody knows how to feel anymore. Nobody even knows to trust and love themselves through their growth process, through their pain. So for us, we need to protect our mind. We need to protect our mind. We need to protect our heart. So when you begin to love yourself and you begin to forgive yourself, then you begin to walk in a level of wholeness. So it starts with that.
As I was telling my Aunt Kathy, like one of my biggest missions this year is to just really start to get to know who I am as like a young adult, and I feel like a lot of people are in my same boat. At our age, I feel like there's such a pressure to just know what you're doing, and I tend to compare myself on social media because I'll be like, how do these people have their lives together at such a young age? Like, how do they already know what they're doing?
Fortunately, I never had the social media impact in my generation that we lived through today. So I'm grateful that I don't have to look at those images in order to try and reflect something that really isn't true. Maybe it's true for them, but it's not true for me. And I think that we're always going to go back to our individual identity and being honest and vulnerable with how we've been created by God. And the only way to do that is to really go inward and really begin to find out who we are. That's why my relationship with my husband has been able to last as long as it has. That's why my relationship with my kids has lasted longer, because the track I run on is a higher place. It's not one that I have to think about an ideal relationship with my husband or some kind of lie that my children won't rebel. I've had to fight 35 years to have a good relationship with my husband, and it's still not perfect. And all 3 of my children rebel, terribly so. And so at some point in that image, you can turn your spirit off, and at that point, you can believe what's really happening in those images and that you're not adequate. Or you could turn that other level off, get a little higher with God, and then all of a sudden, you see yourself a lot differently. I can't live under the assumptions that somebody else's life is better than mine, and therefore I need to follow it. As a result, is that there's no peace. There's never peace. It's all you being manipulated through images, through media, to make you think that you should be a certain way. Those are lies. Period. That's what's happening today in the media, is that you're looking at those pictures and you're saying, surely that's me, and you're lying to yourself. So the first place to get honest is who you are inside. Who is God inside of me? So sometimes that takes a quiet place. Sometimes it'll take others that are in front of us in our life.
But here's the issue is that my generation is just, there's such a lack of vulnerability. We get to a red light and you immediately have to numb your thoughts and to avoid that time with yourself. So I'm assuming you would stress that that's extremely important.
Well, I would stress that it's extremely important, number one, because of relationship with God, but not because it's a religious thing. And I think that we've tried to complicate that a little bit by saying, who am I as an individual, and do I have to have some kind of system in place in order to get to the next place in our life? And that is another lie. If we've gotten to the point where we've put our trust so much in a system that we are emotionally unwell, we are an emotional mess. And if that's the continuation of our country, based on people not having a mind of their own, or at least dealing with something, but they've put their trust so much in a system, whether it's religion, whether it's politics, whether it's relationship. So all of a sudden that pastor is caught in all those slanderous things, whatever leader is in the world, whether it's your pastor, whether it's your CEO of your company, whether it's the President of the United States of America. If all we do is put our trust in a man and in a system, we will be shattered. If you have put your trust in the methods and the systems of the religion, you will 100% fall flat on your face, when things are broken. So I'm sorry, but I don't feel like in our lifetime that we're ever going to be held back by a human or a system that's governed by that. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make me lawless, because trust me, in my sphere of influence, I have a lot of people in my life that take me higher and make me stronger, and they're honest with me. I don't even want to call myself a Christian. I feel that I am not a label, but what I am is a follower of His ways. His ways mean I'm going to feed the hungry, I'm going to eat dinner with a prostitute, I'm going to break bread with a tax collector, and I will take in the unlovely any day before I will ever go to another church meeting. We've heard enough preaching, we've heard enough politics, none of us know how to think for ourselves. Just become and be and evolve and do what He's called us to be. How do I find in the clutter of life what makes me happy? And I thought that was a really silly question, and then all of a sudden I started to go somewhere with that, and I started to realize that thankfulness is what makes us happy. When we're thankful, we become happy. So all of a sudden I started doing really interesting things. Every day I started realizing I love green grass. I love flowers. And all the things that I would started to, and
I said this to like to Bethany the other day.
And so I started thanking God. Thank you, God, for my beautiful backyard. Thank you for my green grass. Thank you that I can have really good coffee in the morning. Thank you that I can have, and I started to do this stuff that was not material. These circumstances can either weigh you down or lift you up. But as we start to have a contrite and thankful heart, our perspective changes.
I like the way you think. So this is like come and visit her. She just speaks all this stuff into my life. All right, Aunt Kathy, thank you so much for letting me interview you and having Bethany and I come and stay with
our
you.
Pleasure.
So.
I've enjoyed every minute of it. Come back.
We will. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
But all right, guys. I can't really include anything else from this trip on here, which kind of sucks because I don't have a video that I could. I don't have a video camera that I can just bring with me other than my phone, which the memory on that is also full. So I'm on a roll. I don't know if you can hear that. There's like a child on a swing that's just having the time of their life. Okay, I'm gonna try to have another video up for you guys in a week. But if I don't, it's because I don't have a camera. Yeah! Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Okay, bye!